Merhaba YouTube, ALSENYAZ Oyun kanalına hoş geldiniz. Ben İsa, Age Inquisition serisine kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. İyi seyirler, başlayalım. Şimdi ilk olarak yine her zamanki gibi yandaşlar konuşacağız. Bakalım Kasan dair bir şey konuşabiliyor muyum?
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've had enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
Is there a problem? It seems like she's bothering you.
Mother Giselle is kind, and she means well. So, yes, she was. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
How can you and Leliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner. Leliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Ne oldu bana?
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars, this cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
If you're concerned, then make it better.
Did you know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
Yok, daha yürümem ben bunu. Buna hiç şey yapmayacağım.
You're not the only candidate. What about Leliana?
Liliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person. Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Liliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves with our help. Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent. We must be vigilant, but we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Thedas, human or no. That is what I would change.
So this is your new crusade?
I've agreed to nothing yet.
And if the Chantry calls on you?
Then I will do whatever I can, for as long as I can. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping CORYPHEUS remain our priority.
You'll be quick, will you?
Tamam.
Of course.
No, they don't.
It's just what I heard.
Pleasure as always, boss.
I'd like to know more about the Kunari.
You writing a book?
What I've heard about them sounds fascinating.
What you've heard was mostly horse shit. All right. What do you want to know?
The word Kunari, is that the race or the religion?
Both. Kind of. The humans and elves who follow the Qun are the Vidathari. The Kunari who break away from the Qun are Talbasha, deserters.
What about Kunari who existed before the Qun?
The people we came from. They're called the Kossith, but we don't use that word for the race. We came south to Thedas because the Kossith were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much like us. Whatever they are.
How do the Kunari rule themselves?
It's pretty simple. We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military. The priesthood figures out how Kunari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice. And the military keeps the Kunari safe from outside threats.
Does it actually work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here in Olay, politicking comes from people putting their own gain ahead of the gains of society. If you do that among the Kunari, the Ben Hasrath set you straight, or kill you.
How is everyday life different for Kunari?
Depends on your job, I guess. Some are just about the same. A baker in Valroyo gets up, gets dressed, and starts work. A baker in Parvolan does the same thing. They don't care about the Empire or the Q. Mostly they worry about breaking eggs and hope the dough rises right.
It can't be exactly the same. The Kunari have no personal freedoms.
How many personal freedoms do you figure that baker in Valroyo has? Life isn't about freedom. The baker in Parvolan wonders if she'll be given enough eggs to do her work. Will they come on time? Will the kitchen workers get her bread while it's fresh, or will they come late and blame her because it's stale? Same crap in Valroyo. People are just people.
What's it like growing up under the Qun?
The Tamasrans raise us in these units of kids all our own age. They're like teachers or chantry sisters. They also help figure out what jobs we should do. They had me pegged for military work early on. When they learned I could hit stuff and lie, they started training me for the Ben Hasra.
You never knew your parents?
No, I know for you folks, that's a big deal. The Tamasrans were like our parents, though. Taught us to read, helped us go to sleep, all the parent stuff. I remember the one who helped me build things with blocks. She laughed when I knocked everything down.
I heard there's no marriage among the Kunari.
Yeah, that's true. Kunari love our friends like anyone does, but we don't have sex with them.
Kunari don't have sex.
Oh, we definitely have sex. They're Tamasrans who pop your cork whenever you need it.
Seriously?
Yes. It's not a big deal like it is here. It's like, I don't know, going to see a healer. Sometimes it's this long, involved thing. It takes all day, leaves you walking funny. Other times you're in and out in 5 minutes. Thank you. See you next week.
That sounds different.
Yep. Still, it's more fun here. Fewer rituals, more making it up as you go along. Plus, you folk have redheads. Redheads.
Do you ever think about what would happen if the Kunari conquered Orlais or Ferelden?
Some folks, like Cassandra or Cullen, would do fine if they didn't die fighting. Those two love rules. But the mages, Can you imagine Solus trying his fade dreaming under the cube? Or Vivian doing her political bullshit? They'd kill Cole, cause, you know, demon. And Sarah would end up with her mind broken, sweeping floors in some shop. So, to answer your question, no, I don't think about it much at all.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Bu genelde aynı şeyleri söylediği için konuşmayacağım. Bu kol ne yapıyormuş?
It's made from people.
Hiç konuşamadım.
I'll talk to you later.
Probably.
We don't need those charges. Thank you. Soldiers enough without self.
Aynı şeyi söylüyor.
I serve, as has always been my calling.
Bakalım bu bizim El Fokçu'dan bir altlar çıkacak mı? Hiç ortalarda gözükmüyor dediğim gibi. Hala bulamadık. O bence bu kalede değil. Ya da bu kalede ama bir şeyler çeviriyor. Ona ilgili bir şey çıkacak. Eğer bu kaledeyse.
Imagine not to be dependent on magic.
Burada. Biraz. Yakınmış demir bu ya. Ben niye o zamana kadar o kadar geçtim onu görmedim.
An opportunity, Your Worship. If you've a moment, I would speak to you about a potential partnership.
How are you doing? Good business?
In this gilded fortress? How could we not be?
We'll speak another time.
Certainly, Lord Inquisitor.
Karanlık
That's
kadar.
Corypheus. He's a
Kırpıyormuş.
the Conclave, Haven, Halam Shiral. Never see him until it's too late.
That's why we have talkers and hounds. Allies better than
We had allies before.
Burada görev varmış.
Heard you found something that had to do with wardens. Would have liked to have seen it.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
Have you been hearing the calling too?
I know what Corypheus is. He has no sway over me.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
Orada yeni şeyler açılmış. Şöyle daha epik bir şey ya, böyle görüntüden güzel görünen. Bunların hepsi aynı zaten. Yok. En iyisi şu an bu bence. Birleşik Dünya, gidip şu Seray'la konuşalım bakalım. Tere yazıyor.
Inquisitor?
We'll talk later.
Thank you.
Right. That's why.
Very well.
Well, let me know if you find it.
I'm.
Inquisitor, it was amazing. Sorry, slow down. Your quartermaster outfitted me, and I got training to hunt the bandits near my home, in your name. I hired Voth here. Don't tell anyone. He's a mage. A good one, though. Thank you for trusting me, your worship. I'll pay you back, I swear.
Good work. Keep with the training. We'll need every hand.
Yes. Yes, your worship. We'll do just that. Won't we, Voth? He doesn't speak, but he's thankful too. Thank you.
What it means? Yes, our heroes rode the winding road, defiant of the vile, uncertain call for home and fall,
Ne
when
demek?
met
Kimin
the
olduğunu
multitude
mucizeler de olur.
smile.
Ne oldu?
One for the Emperor. For Gaspar.
Bu da
Brianna.
neymiş? Bu zamana kadar ben niye bunu
And CORYPHEUS. Right in the dangle bag.
All right, you're clearly annoyed. What can I do?
Don't bother. Got enough pissing me off with all the bodies from Halam Sharal. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right? So long as there's a butt for the throne. A pretty one, sure. But how many lives are worth one empress's arse? Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
We decided the course of a nation. I think it was worthwhile.
Right, Orlais will never be the same. Except for everything they say and do. Ugh, you know the most important thing I got out of all of that mess? The one thing. Don't sleep with empresses. That's what that was all about. That, and Briala being an idiot. The whole thing would have gone different if that little piss-up wasn't in the middle.
There was a lot more going on than a lover's spat.
Oh, sure.
There was.
Because of the hole in the sky, pfft, plenty of idiots around before, and there'll be plenty of idiots around after. Better save some arrows, yeah?
Arkadaş ne uyumsuz biri ya.
Hey you, I have an Inquisitor favor to ask. Just a little thing, really. A little march around for some of your people. It's nothing for you, right?
All right, let's hear what you've got.
Jump right in, huh? I like that. It's a Red Jenny thing. I got a tip that some noble stiffs are arguing over Vachel. Land squabble. They're getting little people beat up. So I need you to go to your big table and send some people to walk through town.
Just walk through.
Just walk through. Easy, right?
Was this a tip from one of your friends?
Not a Jenny. Just normal angry people getting sick of being in the middle. I don't usually hear about things this far away. But having a friend like you is like getting really big ears. Bigger ears, I guess. Shut up.
Who's asking for this?
I'm asking, because I heard people complaining. See, when nobles fight, it's not them. It's their little people stuck in the middle. It's like a polite war, so no one pays attention. But if you march through, the people up top feel threatened too. Stuff like this is always happening. Good sovereigns to be made if you're one of the few who notice.
What does the Inquisition get out of this?
Nobles think everyone is out to get them. So when your helmets march through, both sides will think the other's your ally. Both get scared, both make deals. Worst case, you get a little bump among the people just because they see you active. Can't promise anything, but something will happen, just like always.
All right, Sarah. I'll have someone look into it.
It's fun, right? Being important without doing a thing. Well, not much of a thing. Not everything has to be torn skies and ancient arseholes. Every little thing makes a difference somewhere.
How much did you think? It's just what I heard.
Lan ne şeymiş be. Bu ödevi yapamadık. Kanlı tuzdan dolayı olmuyor. Elçi ortada topluyoruz da kanlı tuzda ayarlamak lazım.
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you, and the second one will be Bastard. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. So why is the Council of Heralds asking me for autographs? Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
What are your thoughts on the Inquisition?
If there's anybody out there who hasn't joined the Inquisition, they're hiding under a rock. Did you want to take over Ferelden? I think we might be able to conquer it just by looking east.
What do you think of our general?
He's been insufferably smug lately. You might want to tell him to watch his back. I think Liliana might shiv him.
How do you think Josephine is handling the job of ambassador?
I'm starting to get the feeling that this is all a warm-up before she takes over Antiva in a bloodless coup.
What do you think of Liliana's work?
Do you want to know what the Arashok had for breakfast this morning? I think she can tell you.
Good to know.
Back to work then.
Başka kimle konuşabiliriz?
Inquisitor.
Regan'la bir tekrar konuşalım.
Wandering the gardens, I see.
I'd like to know more about you.
Ah, yes. Whence comes the mystery woman slinking her way into the Inquisition's ranks? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry in the Kakari wilds. Then came the Fifth Blight with its darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court. 'Tis certain the nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight.
The Blight began in the Kokari wilds, so yes, I experienced it firsthand. Indeed, I fought at the hero of Ferelden's side for a time. She is the reason the Blight was defeated. We did not part on good terms. I regret a great deal, but that, most of all. And after that, I came to Orlais. The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
It's odd that an apostate could live so openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly before them and demand to know why I need some Chantry mage to teach me to control my power. They would put me on a leash so they can feel safer at night. I am uninterested in their comfort. Naturally, it helps to have friends in high places.
The Orlesian court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane, and that I could answer questions no Chantry mage could. Thus, we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my benefactor and source of refuge. Truth be told, our arrangement would not have lasted much longer. Too many wagging tongues, even for Celine.
I'll leave you to the garden.
As you like.
Your worship.
Farewell, revered mother.
Farewell.
Inquisitor.
What is your evaluation of our supplies?
We are groaning with resources, a reflection of your competence and inspiration.
As you were.
Of course, Inquisitor.
Şimdi burayı hallettik.
Inquisitor.
Göreceğimiz kim var? Vivian kimdi? Vivian. Vivian. Onun isimden tanıyamadım.
Just handed some intelligence to the spy master.
Böyle yol yok mu?
I wanted to thank you. When you came to see me, if there's anything... This sounded much better in my head.
I'll take your word for it. Really, you don't need to thank me.
No, I do. I've never told anyone what truly happened to me at Ferelden's Circle. I was not myself after that. I was angry. For years, that anger blinded me. I'm not proud of the man that made me. Now I can put some distance between myself and everything that happened. It's a start.
The past isn't always pleasant. Sometimes you have to let go and move on.
I can't forget what happened, but it led me here. I can make that mean something. Anyway, I meant to thank you, not trouble you further. You've enough to worry about. How are you holding up?
I'll feel better when we take down CORYPHEUS.
As will I. He will not elude us forever.
bakayım. Ben tanıdığım biri de ismini şey yapınca şey yapamadım.
Inquisitor.
Neden mi yoksa?
It doesn't surprise me you found the Wardens mixed up in all this. From first-hand experience, you should be wary any time my old order is involved.
You're not still the Grand Enchanter, then?
Any claim I had to the title ended along with the Circles of Magi, although some still call me by it. Perhaps the Circles will one day be resurrected. If so, another will take the position. Until that time, I lead my fellow mages by default. I will do what I can for them.
You believe they'll recreate the Circle of Magi after all this?
It depends on who the next divine is, and what she offers. We can't go back to the way things were. But endless warfare benefits no one. That is why I agreed to Justinia's conclave. There must be another solution.
I trust everything is well with the mages.
Most are pleased with the Alliance, even if we wonder what will happen next.
You were once a Grey Warden.
Mine is an unusual circumstance, Inquisitor. Normally one is part of the Order until death. But long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a Warden. They tried to reinitiate me, but nothing worked. Nor could they figure out how it happened. So I was sent to the Circle of Magi, the first Warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
You sound happy about it.
Becoming a Warden seemed like a dream when I was first conscripted. Towards the end, however, my brothers and sisters, they felt I had somehow cheated death. I was glad to leave. It also made me unique in the Circle. I had an opportunity to do more than I ever could as a Warden.
You mean you began the Mage Rebellion?
I pushed for our vote to free the Circles of Magi. But I cannot claim sole responsibility for what followed. Still, despite all the chaos, I would do it again. What happened had to happen.
I'll leave you to it.
A request has been made of you, Inquisitor. Here it is.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
I am able to pursue my duties with optimal efficiency, thanks to Skyhold's present state.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor. So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
No one would fault you for abandoning ship, you know.
Out of the ship and straight into the sea. You think Thedas hates mages now? If the chantry falls, don't you think the people will blame magic? Look at all that's happened. Kirkwall's chantry, the war, the breach. Mages are always involved. Without the chantry to guide, that hatred will spiral out of control.
No, we don't want that.
And the chantry can see that it doesn't happen. The people are sheep, Inquisitor. They need to follow. But this is a discussion for later. If CORYPHEUS wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems.
Bir konuşacağımız 2 kişi kaldı. 2 tane büyücü.
Good afternoon.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
Perhaps you could ask Sarah. She has opinions.
You don't much care for Sarah, do you?
I pity her. Although I imagine she would detest that. Perhaps in truth, I envy her. She has a purity of purpose that I lack. I have observed too much and done too little. What do you wish to know?
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Shiral. But Hallam Shiral was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish aeravels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Tevinter disapproves of it. But as I've said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
Every time I've seen blood magic used, it has been for some evil purpose.
I once saw a woman stabbed in the stomach with a dagger. She died slowly, in agony. It was repulsive. If the chantry outlawed daggers, would that stop people from using them? Of course not. Some would use daggers in secret, shamed, and some would find rebellion titillating, step down the path of depravity.
You don't need to sacrifice a slave's life to make a dagger.
I suppose it depends upon the dagger. How many men have you killed while fighting for the Inquisition? How many more will you kill out of necessity? And if blood magic could help you? Well, it matters little to me. I do not use it, but I do not think it evil.
Ben vallahi kötü olduğunu düşündüm, tam tersi.
Legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
I'd like to know more about the Dalish elves.
It is a mistake to think of the Dalish as a single group. They have lived as separate clans for centuries now. As a consequence, each clan has learned, interpreted, and forgotten different parts of elven history. Some trade freely with humans, or adopt city elves who flee the alienages. Others attack humans on sight.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Yani buydu galiba değil mi? Aynen.
My dear, I'm afraid I must ask you for help.
Her zaman.
There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Their venom is the most potent of any wyvern. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivian. What exactly is this project you're working on?
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
You want me to risk my life to get this thing for you, but won't tell me what it's for?
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in my discretion. I would do no less for you, after all.
I'm not a hunter. Why do you think I can help?
This beast is not hunted for sport, as other wyverns sometimes are. It is far more deadly. In the past, chevaliers have been dispatched to either kill the creatures or drive them away from villages. Since my chevaliers have fallen to political conflict, I find myself in need of someone with a martial aptitude.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful. I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
I can't make heads or tails of this. Age regression.
Aa,
Who is this potion for?
Bakalım buralar nereye gidiyor? Buranın yer. Şimdi başka konuşacağımız biri var mıydı? Yoktu galiba. Tamam, Joseph'in var sadece.
Any news on the House of Repose, Inquisitor?
What's the next favor we need to get these Duparakets a lordship?
We must persuade Minister Belize to ratify the papers. She's in charge of these matters of rank. The minister will be at a small fete thrown by the Marquis Wiscott. I'll get you an invitation.
Bakalım yeni bölgeye mi gideceğiz? Yoksa mevcut bölgeye, daha önce gittiğimiz bölgeye tekrar mı gideceğiz? Magi Koleji temsilcilerin başarılı olduğu cüce savaşçımız Corbin, Magi Koleji'nde bir baskın düzenledi ve hem büyücü mültecilerle hem de nakledilebilecek her türlü eserlerle birlikte ortaya çıktı. Nevaran çeteleri nihayet kapıları saldırmadan önce bunun arkasında ve tabi varsa hayal kırıklığına uğradılar ve mültecilere rahatlıklarını ve kurtarma için teşekkürlerini ifade ettiler. Evet. Michael de Chevin'e atama. Çok iyi Michael ile hemen konuşacağını duyduğuma göre Taverna'da bir geceden sonra genç askerlerimizden bazılarıyla çoktan arkadaşlık kurdu. Onu bir mentorluk pozisyonuna geçtiğini şimdiden görebiliyorum. Altın fırsat. Bu muhteşem gitti doğal olarak Orlais'in bu değerleri karşılığında hiçbir şey sağlamadan her şeyin verilmesinden başka bir şey istemiyorlardı, ancak rekor düzeltmiştim. Savaşın yıktığı Dales'i geri getirme çabalarını desteklemede bizim yardımımızı istiyorlarsa ajanlarımıza biraz saygı göstermeleri ve Inquisition'un askeri hareketlerinin ve ticaret çabalarının Dales'e en yüksek öncelik verilir. Tek gereken biraz müzakere ve biraz incelik. Galiba bizi burada bekliyordu. İki karakter batı yaklaşımı ile ilgili bir şey diyordu. Bu arada sıradaki öldüreceğimiz ejderha burada. Devam eden araştırma. Evet, evet.
At your service.
Savaşta etkilenenlere yardım et.
All right.
Partide bakan Melisa'yla konuş. Tamamlamışım. Cesaretme oyun sonu. Büyükelçi Montiliyeti ve satmış.
Inquisitor.
Şuraya uğrayacağım. Kim burada görevimiz var mıymış?
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
This could help us.
Güzel. Vahşi yaşam çalışması. Batı yaklaşımı ise hiçbir şeyin gelişemeyeceği, yine de bazı yaratıklar var olan bozuk bir ülkedir. Nasıl olduğunu anlamak için önde gelen bir bilim insanı Inquisition'dan yerel yaban hayatı örneklerini toplamak için yardım ister.
Word for you.
What is it?
This could help us.
Güzel.
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
Bir görev var bak. Yaklaşımda kod gereksini ve notarik notlara şifrelerin örneklerini bulmak ilerleyen onlara daha verimli bir şekilde çözmesine izin verecektir.
Nothing to report, sir.
I'm glad you made it, Inquisitor. I fear they've already started the ritual.
It has to be blood magic. I hope we can stop them before more people get hurt. You take point. I'll guard your backs.
Ne olacak?
Wait! No.
Warden Commander Clarel's orders were clear.
This is wrong.
Remember your oath. In war, victory. In peace, vigilance.
Adamı
In
tabii tek
death,
yakaladınız.
I'm sorry. Sacrifice. Good. Now bind it just like so.
Aa, bunlar da yapıyor lan. O adamın da elinde şey var. Aa, şuna bak. O normal değil ha.
Inquisitor, what an unexpected pleasure. Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium, at your service.
You are no warden.
But you are. The one Clarel let slip. And you found the Inquisitor and came to stop me. Shall we see how that goes?
Wardens, this man is lying to you. He serves an ancient of Intermagister who wants to unleash a blight.
That's a very serious accusation. Let's see what the Wardens think. Wardens, hands up.
Onları kontrol ediyor.
CORYPHEUS has taken their minds.
They did this to themselves. You see, the calling had the Wardens terrified. They looked everywhere for help.
Even to Winter.
Yes, and since it was my master who put the calling into their little heads, we in the Venatori were prepared. I went to Clarel full of sympathy, and together we came up with a plan. Raise a demon army, march into the deep roads, and kill the old gods before they wake.
CORYPHEUS marching across Orlais with an army of demons. That was in the future I saw at Redcliffe.
And now you know how it begins. Sadly for the Wardens, the binding ritual I taught their mages has a side effect. They are now my master's slaves. This was a test. Once the rest of the Wardens complete the ritual, the army will conquer Thedas.
Do you really want to see the world fall to the Blight? What do you get out of this?
The Elder One commands the Blight. He is not commanded by it, like the mindless Darkspawn. The Blight is not unstoppable or uncontrollable. It is simply a tool.
He's a tool.
As for me, while the Elder One rules from the Golden City, we, the Venatori, will be his god kings here in the world.
Why would the Wardens try to kill the old gods?
A blight happens when Darkspawn find an old god and corrupt it into an archdemon. If someone fought through the deep roads and killed the old gods before they could be corrupted, poof, no more blights, ever. The Wardens sacrificed their lives and saved the world.
That's madness. For all we know, killing the old gods could make things even worse.
Well then, it's a good thing I'm taking this demon army off their hands.
So CORYPHEUS influenced the Wardens and made them do this ritual?
Made them? No. Everything you see here, the blood sacrifices to bind the demons, the Wardens did it of their own free will. Fear is a very good motivator, and they were very afraid. You should have seen Clarel agonize over the decision. Burdens of command, I suppose.
Why would Clarel risk using demons?
Demons need no food, no rest, no healing. Once bound, they will never retreat, never question orders. They are the perfect army to fight through the deep roads. Or across Olay. Now they are bound to my master.
Release the Wardens from the binding and surrender. I won't ask twice.
No, you won't. The Elder One showed me how to deal with you in the event you're foolish enough to interfere again. That mark you bear, the anchor that lets you pass safely through the veil, you stole that from my master. He's been forced to seek other ways to access the Fade. When I bring him your head, his gratitude will be...
Öyle boş konuşmayla olmuyor. Ne oldu lan? Kaç kaç. Artistik yapıp duruyordunuz.
They refused to listen to reason.
You were correct. Through their ritual, the mages are slaves to CORYPHEUS.
And the Warden warriors? Of course. Sacrificed in the ritual. What a waste.
The mages killed their fellow Wardens. Nothing can justify that.
I don't care about justification. It's past time to take arms against the Wardens and stop this madness.
The Wardens were wrong, Hawk, but they had their reasons.
All blood mages do. Everyone has a story they tell themselves to justify bad decisions. And it never matters. In the end, you are always alone with your actions.
I believe I know where the Wardens are, Your Worship. Harriman fled in that direction. There's an abandoned Warden fortress that way. Adamant.
I want these Wardens. We can't let CORYPHEUS gain an army of demons.
The Warden and I will scout out Adamant and confirm that the other Wardens are there. We'll meet you back at Skyhold.
You don't think this place is haunted, do you? What with mages and all?
Do not smirk at me, recruit. I will stick my boots so far up your ass, you will pick with bootstraps. By the time I'm done with you, recruits,
Inquisitor.
Report. What's the situation in the Warden's fortress?
Bandits moved in. Worse than quillbacks, if you ask me. They're holed up in there and using it as a base to strike at our supply caravans. Blasted scavengers.
Report, Captain. What's the situation in the western approach?
Compared to what you must have seen in the Winter Palace, this place is calm. All we've got are man-eating giant lizards, lunatics, monsters, and a giant hole full of darkspawn. At least nobody's asked us to dance with them.
We haven't met, have we? What's your name, soldier? Where have you served?
I beg your pardon, Inquisitor. Knight Captain Rylan at your service. I served with the Templars in Starkhaven until they all ran off to the hills, barking at the moon. Commander Cullen offered me a job, and I was glad to do anything to help stop all this madness.
How is the Inquisition treating you so far, Captain?
It's good work. Some of it's a touch batty, but I'm always glad to be doing something useful, Inquisitor. There's no shortage of things that need repaired, shored up, or just a good bucket of water dumped on them.
If you were in Starkhaven, how do you know Cullen?
After Kirkwall exploded, Starkhaven sent aid. Rubble fell on much of the city. A lot of people were homeless or trapped in collapsed buildings. I coordinated rescue efforts, and met Cullen while he was trying to command what was left of Kirkwall's Templars.
You didn't want to leave the Chantry with the others of your order?
Sacred duties are all well and good, but someone needs to do real work now and then. If the barracks are on fire, I'm going for water, not standing around smiting the ash for heresy. Ah, respectfully speaking, of course, Inquisitor.
Carry on, Captain.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Bizim görev nerede? Görevin yerini göstermiyor. Böyle bir yer var. Demek ki o zaman böyle gidiyor. Biraz dolanırım ama bu görev için uğraşmam. Bu tarafa galiba gidemiyoruz. Giderim falan diye düşündüm de yok. Gitmeden olur. Aşağıya da inemiyoruz büyük ihtimal. Alalım. Eğer gidebiliyorsak gideriz, gidemiyorsak kaybolda geri döneriz. Tamam, bitmiyor. Ayolda buluşuruz falan demişlerdi ama gelmediler mi acaba? En son ilk görüştüğümüz yere bir bakacağım. Oradalarsa orada, yoksalar zaten yapabileceğim bir şey yok.
Track Derriman to Adamant Fortress. Hopefully we can stop this madness before it goes any further.
What's it like being a warden? I can't even imagine.
It's been a long time since I was anything else. It becomes your life, searching out darkspawn and killing them, ensuring no one ever knows how close they are.
Corypheus was in a warden prison, right? So you must know something about it.
I know little, and that much only because of my relative seniority. Most wardens have never heard of him. When I suggested Corypheus might have something to do with the calling, the warden mages turned on me. I trained some of those wardens myself. If I knew any more of Corypheus, I would share it, your worship.
How could the wardens willingly sacrifice their own members to summon demons?
Grey Wardens leave their lives behind and dedicate themselves to fighting the Blight, no matter the cost. Our actions may be brutal, even reprehensible, but we know that the alternative is worse. The rituals, the sacrifices. It's too far, even for me, but I can understand them making the decision. Had I not known Corypheus was involved, I might have bowed my head and accepted my orders.
We'll talk later.
I can keep staring at this, but I won't get any closer.
Something I can help you with?
Yes, possibly. We saw so many Red Templars at the assault on Haven. Perhaps all that was left of the Order. What we didn't see was Lord Seeker Lucius. Indeed, I've seen no hint of any Seekers amongst the Red Templars, or anywhere. I have a growing suspicion CORYPHEUS has imprisoned them.
Why imprisoned? He could just as easily have killed them.
Not easily. But yes, they may be dead. But the Seekers began this war against the mages. They cannot have simply vanished. There must be a trail we can follow, yet so far I have only discovered hints.
But they could have ended up just like the Red Templars.
Seekers do not use lyrium. I assume CORYPHEUS gained control of the Templars by corrupting the lyrium they were already taking. To do the same to a Seeker, you'd have to force the lyrium upon him. That may be what happened, but it couldn't have begun that way. We're missing a piece of the puzzle, Inquisitor. I need to find it.
Finding them obviously means a lot to you.
I left the Order, but I can never abandon them. I cannot even claim that rescuing them would be beneficial. They wouldn't look kindly on the Inquisition. But even so, if there's a chance... If we can spare resources to follow up on these leads, Inquisitor, I would appreciate it.
Öyleymiş. Onunla konuşamıyoruz.
Thanks for coming.
You did well, Varric. The Inquisitor is just who we need.
Oh, it's been great. Murderous wardens, archdemon attacks, plenty of blood mages and crazy Templars. Just like home.
I know how much you hated leaving Kirkwall.
This is the ass end of Thedas. You know they eat snails here? Still, I think I need to finish this out. If it weren't for me and Bartrand, none of this would have happened. So much for changing our lives.
That's what happens when you try to change things. Things change. You can't always control how.
Neyse. Çok oyalanmaya gerek yok. Ya burası yeni açılmış. Uçurum burada yatıyor.
It was interesting to see how much has changed in Halam Shiral. And so little.
Madame Méprise is a fixture. The sun will grow cold before she retires.
Burayı hep tamamlamışım. Orada tamamlamıştım zaten. O zaman sadece bir bölge kaldı. Tamam ya, sadece burası var. Uçurum burada yatıyor. Adamant Kalesi sayısız Dark Spam saldırısına düşmeden dayandı. Varlarını savunan gri muhafızlar, efsanevi savaşçılar, muhafız komutan Clarel'in bir soğuksuz kurmasını önlemek için Engizisyon güçlerinin Adamant'ın savunmasına alışacak kadar güçlü kuşatma makinelerine ihtiyacı olacak.
Adamant Fortress has stood against the Darkspawn since the time of the Second Blight.
Fortunately for us, that means it was built before the age of modern siege equipment. A good trebuchet will do major damage to those ancient walls. Thanks to Our Lady Ambassador.
Lady Cyril of Jadar was pleased to lend the Inquisition her sappers. They've already delivered the trebuchets.
That is the good news.
And the bad news?
Erimond called the ritual at the western approach a test. He may already be raising his army of demons in the fortress.
The Inquisition forces can breach the gate, but if the Wardens already have their demons...
I found records of Adamant's construction. There are choke points we can use to limit the field of battle.
That's good. We may not be able to defeat them outright. But if we cut off reinforcements, we can carve you a path to Warden Commander Clarel.
So our plan is to lay siege to a legendary fortress filled with demons.
It'll be hard fought, no way around it. But we'll get that gate open.
It's also possible that some wardens may be sympathetic to our cause.
The warriors may be willing to listen to reason, though I doubt they will turn against Clarel directly. The mages, however, are slaves to CORYPHEUS. They will fight to the death.
We've built the siege engines and readied our forces, Inquisitor. Give the word, and we march on Adamant.
Yapıştır. Dorian, Paus, Yargıç Halvard, Paus'un senaryo yatak koltuğunun tek düşüğü varsa olan filanlar. Bakalım nasıl bir güçle karşılaşacağız. Bizim seviyemize yakın olsun ya da bizim seviyemizden yüksek olsun da. Evet. Kuleyi her türlü alacağız. Hiç kaçarımız yok. Böyle bayağı büyük ki yani bu kadar sağlam bir savaş dönüyor. Sıradan ele aldığımız yerler gibi değil demek ki. Hadi bakalım. Tamam kalır. Keşfedelim.
Pull back! They're through!
You have your way in. Best make use of it. We'll keep the main host of demons occupied for as long as we can.
I'll be fine. Just keep the men safe.
We'll do what we have to, Inquisitor. Warden Stroud will guard your back. Hawk is with our soldiers on the battlements. He's assisting them until you arrive.
Yeah.
There's too much resistance on the walls. Our men on the ladders can't get a foothold. If you can clear out the enemies on the battlements, we'll cover your advance.
Gardiyan komutan kırmızı süperler için yolun. Bulacağız. Hepsi sırayla. Aceleye gerek yok. Seviyeleri düşmüş var. Onu da görmüş olduk.
here to stop Clarel, not to kill wardens. If you fall back, you won't be harmed.
All right. My men will stay back. We want no part of this. Deal with Clarel as you must.
Well said. I had hoped some of the wardens would listen to reason.
İcra mı o lan? Hangi haritadayız?
Wardens back from the ladder. All clear.
Soldiers are dying by the other ladder.
You can press on ahead.
Şanslı yok. Tamam, bu ikisine gerek yok zaten.
Forces and see that they survive this.
I'll keep the demons off them as best I can.
Asker kaybedersek o kadar iyi. Bir tane zayıf var. Her türlü gidelim. Buraya gelmeden önce bir şöyle gidelim.
We need to help our soldiers hold the ladder. up safely now.
We must hurry. Our forces cannot stand against the demons for long.
We are betrayed by the very world we have sworn to protect.
The Inquisition is inside, Clarel. We have no time to stand on ceremony.
These men and women are giving their lives, Magister. That might mean little in Tevinter, but for the Wardens, it is a sacred duty. It has been many long years, my friend.
Too many, Clarel. If my sword arm can no longer serve the Wardens, then my blood will have to do.
It will.
Stop them! We must complete the ritual!
If you complete that ritual, you're doing exactly what Erimond wants!
What? Fighting the Blight? Keeping the world safe from Darkspawn? Who wouldn't want that? And yes, the ritual requires blood sacrifice. Hate me for that if you must, but do not hate the Wardens for doing their duty!
We make the sacrifices no one else will. Our warriors die proudly for a world that will never thank them.
And then your Tevinter ally binds the mages to CORYPHEUS!
CORYPHEUS? But he's dead.
These people will say anything to shake your confidence, Clarel.
Bring it through!
Hata yaptı. Yapmayacaktı.
Please! I have seen more than my share of blood magic. It is never worth the cost.
I trained half of you myself. Do not make me kill you to stop this madness.
Be ready with the ritual, Clarel. This demon is truly worthy of your strength.
The Grey Wardens have a proud history. You stopped the Blight at the Silent Plains, at Starkhaven and Hunterfell, at Aersley and Denerim. This world owes you a debt it can never repay. I would not stand against you if I did not know you were being misused.
Clarel, we have come so far. You're the only one who can do this.
Perhaps we could test the truth of these charges to avoid more bloodshed.
Or perhaps I should bring in a more reliable ally. My master thought you might come here, Inquisitor. He sent me this to welcome you.
İcra geldi. Çok kastayım. Bunu kapışacağız. Gel bakalım. Geldiğimde zayıftım ama şimdi biraz güçlüyüm. Bakalım ne olacak.
Clarel, wait.
Help the Inquisitor!
Doldurun!
You've destroyed the Grey Wardens.
You did that to yourself, you stupid bitch. All I did was dangle a little power before your eyes, and you couldn't wait to get your hands bloody. You could have served a new god.
I will never serve the Blight.
Ne lan, aldı götürdü. Ya kadını mı şey yapmış? Ben diğerini al sandım. Neymiş lan? Lan izleyeceğiniz ve yardım edin.
In peace, vigilance.
Yok. Allah. Şimdi düşüşümüz oldu bu. Nereye gittik? Solas Cassandra. Ne pahasına? İmport çekilen Valmont. Selam Valmont. İlk başladığımız yere geri mi geldik lan?
Where are we?
Orada.
We were falling.
Orada.
Is this... Are we dead? No. This is the Fade. The Inquisitor opened a rift. We came through. And survived. I never thought I would ever find myself here physically. Look. The Black City. Almost close enough to touch.
This must be very exciting for you, Solus. Any advice you have on what exactly is going on would be wonderful.
Cole, how does it feel to be back home? I can't be here. Not like this. Not like me. It's all right. We'll make it right.
This place is wrong. I made myself forget when I made myself real. But I know it wasn't like this.
It's not how I remember the Fade, either. Perhaps it's because we're here, physically, instead of just dreaming. The stories say you walked out of the Fade at Haven. Was it like this?
I don't remember what it was like the last time I was here. Right now, I'm more concerned with getting out safely.
That huge demon was right on the other side of that rift Eramond was using. And there could be others.
This is shitty. I'll fight whatever you give me, boss. But nobody said nothing about getting dragged through the ass end of Demon Town.
In our world, the rift the demons came through was nearby. In the main hall. Can we escape the same way?
It beats waiting around for demons to find us, right?
There, let's go.
This is fascinating. It is not the area I would have chosen, of course. But to physically walk within the Fade.
Kayıtalak. Böyle atlamamış. Diğerlerine atlamamış daha.
Yeah, this must be a dream come true for your crazy ass.
Yes, literally.
Solus, you're the expert on this place. Anything helpful?
The Fade is shaped by intent and emotion. Remain focused, and it will lead you where you wish to go. The demon that controls this area is extremely powerful. Some variety of fear, I would guess. I suggest you remain wary of its manipulations and prepare for what is certain to be a fascinating experience.
Bence dedik arayacağız, keşfedeceğiz. Madem onların böyle
Look around. Nasıldan geldik? Acaba ejderha da burada mı? Ejderha da çünkü aşağıya düşmüştü bizimle.
By the Maker. Could that be?
I greet you, Warden. And you, Champion.
Divine Justinian.
What are you, a spirit? A demon? The real Divine couldn't have survived Haven.
Couldn't she? How much of Haven do you truly remember? You think my survival impossible, yet here you stand alive in the Fade yourselves. In truth, proving my existence either way would require time we do not have.
Surely you can understand our concerns and explain what you are.
I am here to help you. You do not remember what happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, Inquisitor.
No, I don't.
The memories you have lost were taken by the demon that serves CORYPHEUS. It is the nightmare you forget upon waking. It feeds off memories of fear and darkness, growing fat upon the terror. The false calling that terrified the Wardens into making such grave mistakes? Its work.
I would gladly avenge the insult this nightmare dealt my brethren.
You will have your chance, brave Warden. This place of darkness is its lair.
CORYPHEUS seems to have a lot of demons at his disposal. How does he command so many?
I know not how he commands his army of demons. His power may come from the Blight itself, but the nightmare serves willingly. For CORYPHEUS has brought much terror to this world. He was one of the Magisters who unleashed the first Blight upon the world, was he not? Every child's cry as the Archdemon circles. Every dwarf's whimper in the deep roads. The nightmare has fed well.
How do we hurt it? We should likely focus on escaping the Fade first.
You hurt it by escaping the Fade and leading your people against CORYPHEUS.
That wasn't what I meant.
I know. But for now, it is the best answer I can give you. When you entered the Fade at Heaven, the demon took a part of you. Before you do anything else, you must recover it. These are your memories, Inquisitor. Why are you doing this? You, of all people!
What's going on here?
Bring forth the sacrifice.
Why are you doing this? You, of all people!
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone, help me!
What's going on here?
Öyle geçmiş elimize ha.
So, your mark did not come from Andraste. It came from the orb CORYPHEUS used in his ritual.
CORYPHEUS intended to rip open the veil, use the anchor to enter the Fade, and throw open the doors of the Black City. Not for the old gods, but for himself. When you disrupted his plan, the orb bestowed the anchor upon you instead.
Is that everything you wanted me to see?
For the time being. You cannot escape the lair of the nightmare until you regain all that it took from you. You have recovered some of yourself, but now it knows you are here. You must make haste. I will prepare the way ahead.
Something troubles you, Hawk.
Those were Grey Wardens holding the Divine in that vision. Their actions led to her death.
I assumed he had taken their minds, as you have seen him do before. Come, we can argue after we escape this dark place.
Oh, I intend to. Do you believe it was really her? The Divine?
We have survived in the Fade physically. Perhaps she did as well. Or, if it is a spirit that identifies so strongly with Justinia, that it believes it is her, how can we say it is not?
She seems interested in helping us. That much is clear.
That's great and all, but the nightmare is the thing currently scaring the shit out of me.
It's nothing like me. I make people forget to help them. It eats their fears. I don't know if I could do that, but I don't. I don't want to. That's not me.
Peace, Cole. None of us mistake you for the nightmare. It is a fear demon, as I suspected, likely drawing on terrors related to the Blight. Fear is a very old, very strong feeling. It predates love, pride, compassion, every emotion. Save perhaps desire. Be wary. The nightmare will do anything in its power to weaken our resolve.
After what it did to my fellow wardens, I pray we find some way to strike it down.
Şöyle. Hiçbir şey yok. Yukarıda.
There!
Anybody know what that is?
Perhaps I should be afraid, facing the most powerful members of the Inquisition. The Kunari will make a lovely host for one of my minions. Or maybe I will ride his body myself. Are you afraid, Cole? I can help you forget, just like you help other people. We're so very much alike, you and I.
No.
Ma Herelan, Mabanal Inasalin, Marsolas Inamardin.
Unal Nadas.
Did you think you mattered, Hawk? Did you think anything you ever did
Hepsini kandırmaya çalışıyor.
You couldn't even save your city. How could you expect to strike down?
Those were little fears. Tiny manifestations spawned from the nightmare itself.
And they take the form of spiders. Something so many fear.
You saw spiders? Spiders would have been a massive improvement from what I saw.
Remember, we walk in the Fade.
The nightmare is closer now. It knows you seek escape. With each moment, it grows stronger. We cannot tarry long.
So can you tell me who, what you are?
I told you. I am helping you.
Yes, but are you her, or some kind of Fade remnant of her, or a spirit imitating her?
Our world is never that simple. What if the answer is none of those things? Or all of them? I am what the Maker made me. The question is, are you what the Maker made you, Inquisitor?
If I was chosen, I just don't understand why. Why me? Why this?
You are not the first to ask such questions. Did Andraste not question when the Maker charged her with an impossible task? Did she not feel unworthy? Her questions didn't lessen her heroism.
So now I'm a hero.
Not yet. Perhaps not ever. The choice will be yours.
You still haven't answered my question. What are you?
I am what you see. All other answers rest in you. Until later.
Şöyle.
Keep running!
The demons!
How I escaped.
Parıldayan demek ki şeymiş, bağlamış. İlk başta, oyuna ilk başladığımızda yeşil olarak gösteriyor, yüzünü göstermiyor.
Was you. They thought it was Andraste sending me from the Fade, but it was the Divine behind me. And then she died.
Yes.
So this creature is simply a spirit.
I think we all knew that was the case, Warden.
I am sorry if I disappoint you.
Yani havamızı böyle görmüştük biz de tam olarak.
Are you her?
Did you linger here to help me instead of passing on?
If that is the story you wish to tell, it is not a bad one.
What we do know is that the mortal divine perished at the temple, thanks to the Grey Wardens.
As I said, the Grey Wardens responsible for that crime were under the control of CORYPHEUS. We can discuss this further once we return to Adamant.
Yes, Adamant, where the Inquisition faces an army of demons raised by the Wardens.
How dare you judge us? You tore Kirkwall apart and started the Mage Rebellion!
To protect innocent mages, not madmen drunk on blood magic. Even without the influence of CORYPHEUS, the Wardens go too far. They need to be checked.
Agreed. The Wardens may once have served a greater good, but they are far too dangerous now.
The blood sings softly, it never stops, and then it's all they hear. We can't let them hurt more people.
Don't know that we can pass judgment on the only folks who know how to stop blights.
This debate can wait until we're out of danger.
Inquisitor.
Yine bakalım.
The nightmare has found us.
Form up. I'm with you.
Real or not, the divine is the key to escaping from the Fade.
Warden Stroud, how must it feel to devote your whole life to the Wardens, only to watch them fall? Or worse, to know that you were responsible for their destruction? When the next blight comes, will they curse your name?
With the Maker's blessing, we will end this wretched beast.
Do you think you can fight me? I am your every fear come to life. I am the veiled hand of CORYPHEUS himself. The demon army you fear, I command it. They are bound all through me.
Ah, so if we banish you, we banish the demons. Thank you. Every fear come to life.
They still remember when they were higher, before it woke up and everything fell.
deep fear of having wet calves.
Shit, that's big. It wants our fear. Deny it and it has nothing.
You won't hurt my friends.
Neymiş lan bu? Bundan sonra ne olacak? Büyük ihtimalle final yapmazsak bundan sonra yine yeni yerler sonra çıkar. Harik anne babası oldu. Kasanda çaresizlik. Tera hiçbir şey. Solas yalnız ölmek. Şeylerle alakasızlık. Bir şey olmuyor burada ya. Sadece bir tane kaldı.
Behind you!
Bariyerin canı azaldı bayağı. Emre'yi salmıyormuşuz o zaman. Ben savunuyoruz sanırım.
You must get through the rift, Inquisitor. Get through, and then slam it closed with all your strength. That will banish the army of demons and exile this cursed creature to the farthest reaches of the faith.
Sevimizi alalım ne olur ne olmaz.
The rift! You're almost there.
Don't say it like that. That guarantees another demon is gonna show up.
Ne lan? Oha ölümcüye bak.
If you would, please tell Liliana. I am sorry. I fell for you too.
Hadi bakalım. Ha, kaldıysa sadece indiririz.
You will die in agony. You cannot stand against me. I grow fat on your fear.
They feed on fear!
You are nothing.
We need to clear a path! Go! I'll cover you. No, you were right. The Grey Wardens caused this. A warden must help them rebuild. That's your job. Corypheus is mine.
Kimi feda edelim? Böyle bir seçim çıktıysa Hulk bizim önceki oynadığımız karakter. Bunu tanımıyorum bile. Bunu feda edeceğim.
Stroud. Inquisitor, it has been an honor. For the Warden!
Gönül ister ikisine olsun ama seçim yapmak zorunda bıraktılar oyun. Hikaye.
was right. Without the nightmare to control them, the mages are free, and Corypheus loses his demon army. Though as far as they're all concerned, the Inquisitor broke the spell with the blessing of the Maker.
Once they understand what really happened.
Honestly, after all the death they've seen, perhaps it would be better to let them believe the legend.
Inquisitor, the Archdemon flew off as soon as you disappeared. The Venatori Magister is unconscious but alive. Cullen thought you might wish to deal with him yourself. As for the Wardens, those who weren't corrupted helped us fight the demons. We stand ready to help make up for Clarel's tragic mistake. Where is Stroud?
Warden Stroud died, striking a blow against a servant of the Blight. We will honor his sacrifice, and remember how he exemplified the ideals of the Grey Wardens, even as Corypheus and his servants tried to destroy you all from within.
Inquisitor, we have no one left of any significant rank. What do we do now?
You stay and do whatever you can to help.
Savaşta
Stroud
kazandı,
died for the
onaylamadı.
ideals of the
Serayla
Wardens.
şöyle onayladı.
In
Tolga
war,
onaylamadı.
victory. And we are still at war. Do you believe the Wardens can still help?
I do, your worship.
You're still vulnerable to Corypheus, and possibly his Venatori. But there are plenty of demons that need killing.
But they hurt people.
While they do that, I'll inform the Wardens at Weishaupt what's happened. Best they not get caught off guard.
Thank you, your worship. We will not fail you.
Good luck, Inquisitor. It's been an honor. And take care of Varric for me.
Güzel. Güzel bölümdü.
Hawk sent me one final report. He's on his way to Weishaupt. As for the Grey Wardens, they are fighting demons and Red Templars while staying clear of Venatori. You dealt Corypheus a significant blow, Inquisitor.
We owe much of that to Stroud. And to the Divine.
Yes. While you bested Corypheus here and at Halam Shiral, he himself was not present either time. We fear he's close to finding another way to enter the Fade. When you have a moment, Cullen and Josephine are waiting in the war room with an update. What was she like? Divine Justinia, or her soul, or the spirit that took her form. I read your report. I know it isn't clear, but...
She seemed calm. Serene, even. And she guided us the whole way through.
That does sound like her.
She did ask me to tell you something, though. She said, "I'm sorry. I failed you too."
Oh. I should finish this before it slips my mind. Perhaps later we might discuss the matter further. Thank you.
Gel. Burası tam bence güzel bir son oldu burada. Evet, bu da bölüm sonu yapalım arkadaşlar. Videoyu beğendiyseniz beğenmeyi, yorum bırakmayı, abone olmayı unutmayın. Sonraki bölümde görüşürüz. Kendinize iyi bakın. Hoşçakalın.